So let me say I will take one of these characters. Let me take the cool one. This one here. This will be a good example for us. So I'll take this and I'll save it. Now we're done with this place now. So now so I've showed you guys how I get images. So either you have already image already, or you have a reference you want to use, or you designed it yourself, you drew it yourself, you designed it in 3D yourself, or 2D, whatever it is. So either any of those ways you get your image, that's fine. So let me open those image references so you can see them. So this is this guy now. So let's say you have this. This is the poster you have. Can you see the screen? Can you see the poster, the screen I'm showing you? Okay, yes. So let's say you see this poster now. This is it. So somebody's saying, okay, this is the idea I have, right? I want to make an animated character out of this. I want to put in an environment, or I want to make a game. I want to get this character out. Automatically, this would have taken you, let me say, this would take a while to get this done. Say, if I were to ask you, people will say 1 week to get this done, because you're going to first start making the character, first start thinking about the environment and the laser, right? So, but with AI now, it is different. So let's say you have a design poster like this. What we need to do is, there's something called Nano Banana. How many of us have heard of Nano Banana? How many of us have heard of Nano Banana? So Nano Banana is an image editing AI, right? What it does is that it can take an image and give you different versions of that, this thing of that particular image, and you can access it either on the platform itself or through Gemini. So Gemini is free. All of us, if you have a Google account, you have Gemini. Gemini is free. So I'm going to go to Gemini right now. My Gemini account is not, so it is limited because it's free. My wife's Gemini account is one that is pro. So I'm going to use the pro account, which is my wife's own. So yes, I'm going to flex that. I don't want us to be in tab, because normally when I'm using the free one, every day has a limit. I think like 10 chances, and then you have to go to your other accounts. But I don't want that. I don't want to break the flow. So I'm going to just go here and open the Gemini here. And then let me come here and then click on Gemini. So now we are here in Gemini, right? Gemini Pro. So now what Gemini would do for me is that, like, we only have that poster. Let me go and get it. So when you come to Gemini, you see this interface, right? It's like ChatGPT. It's like Google's ChatGPT, right? But it has other things inside it. It has an image, other things, music creation and whatever. The image creating part is what the Nano Banana 2 is embedded inside. A very powerful image editing software you can use. So I will now go and select that image I downloaded to my system. Let me go to downloads and I will get that image out. So let me see. I'll take this and I'll bring it out. So I have my image now. So that image, that post I showed you earlier, which is this one, I've added it into my Gemini, right? I want to get this character that's inside it out in T-pose, because if you want to make it a 3D asset, you're going to have to put it in T-pose so you can rig it and animate it later, right? So I want to first get it out alone from the background in T-pose. So I'm going to say, simple English, give me just the character in T-pose on a plain background. And I'll say enter. I don't know. I hope I didn't spell. Okay, yes, everything's correct too. Now it will go ahead and begin to work on it, right? I don't know why it's showing me this white version that is blinding. Let me see if I can change the theme to. So I don't know why it's taking time. It's supposed to be white. I don't know why it's white. It was black before. So you see now. Can you guys see what's on my screen? Can you guys see the screen? Yes, it's what it gave to me. Now it has given me the character that was in that poster. Look at it up here. Exactly the character, no change, in T-pose. Now this is where I knew that this is how powerful things have become now. So this is where I knew, okay, this AI thing is no longer a joke anymore. Sorry. So this is the moment Nano Banana came into the scene. That's when I knew AI was no longer a joke anymore, because before it was hard to get something. If you have this on poster, if you're not prompting on a plain background, you start typing text to get it, it will stress you out. Type character in T-pose, character in plain background, it will change the character. Once you go, if I went back to type this prompt again, I generated this prompt, it will change I won't get the same character. But with Nano Banana, I can keep the same character I got and still get different things from it. Now I've gotten this character in T-pose, right? Now for 3D, I want to be able to control. If you notice, remember when we were doing AI before, generative before, if you generate with your AI image, one image, the back, you cannot control what happens in the back. It will give any design it wants. Who remembers that in class when we were showing that in class at the API? It will give you whatever the front will be correct, but the back, you cannot determine what you get from the back. And that was part of it. Say AI is not consistent, AI is not consistent. That was the issue because you could not control that. So but with Nano Banana now, we can control all the angles for this character. So for example, now I will download this one, right? Download it, and I'll go back again and I'll upload this T-pose now. This one in T-pose I just got. Right? Upload it back into Nano Banana. And I'll tell you to give me the back view. Now it doesn't give you, sometimes it will not answer you. You know, it will give you rubbish. You will know what you're looking for. You can try until you get what you want, right? But the fact that you can get it, but you will get it. You're going to get the back view of the character with the same, nothing changes, and then you're going to get the side view. Now, if you're taking that into any 3D software, you can control all angles of that 3D asset. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? So that's where we are now. So look at it. It has given me the back view. Can you see the back view of the character? We've gotten it now. So you are slowly seeing that whole thing about character and inconsistency. When you're doing 3D, there's no hurry. You cannot do hurry. This would have taken me a week, but now I can do it like in 2 days or 1 day, right? But the work is still the work. And it depends on how much you know in 3D, how much you're exposed to in 3D. You can't just wake up and do this overnight because of AI. AI, no one button will help you with this, right? You still have to go through. If I didn't know all this technique, if I wasn't going through all this stress, I would never have known about it, right? So you can do back view of this one if that's what you want. And, you know, and we can go ahead and say, okay, give me now the side view. I'll go back to the front view. Now we have front and back view. If that one is enough for some people, just front and back view. But you can also get the back side view just to control the side if that's what you want. And I'll say, give me the side view. And I'll say enter. And I'll side, right? Okay. Let's see. Yeah. So now we have in another few minutes while we're gisting, right? Gotten front view, back view, and side view from a poster that we generated with text. Do you guys get the grab where we're going now with this? So this is the first process. So when it comes to concept art for your idea, it is done. And mind you, this is an idea. I prompted this one from scratch. I created the prompt myself, and I prompted it myself. And then at this point, I'm not an artist. This is just text to image. So I'm not going to say, oh, but it's not a miracle. Everybody that can imagine and think should know how to can do this prompting of this image. There's not a miracle here. Where it becomes technical is when I start getting the front view, the back view, and the rest, right? Now look at the side view. You have side view, right? And we're going to check the image up and see it matches up, right? It matches up, right? And yeah. So for sake of time, I would have said, let me do more. But if I wanted to go more in details, I can even go as far as saying, you know what? I want to separate the helmet from the head, so I can wear the helmet on the character later in the animation. You see how I can tell you to give me just the helmet. And there's another trick I want to show you guys. I'm going to show you guys later. I'm going to show you guys now, not even now. It's very important. So if you generate this character as one solid image, you might not get the best quality out of it, right? You might not get the full 100% quality, except maybe if you're using Triple, which is a paid one. But it is best you break it into pieces. Some people go as far like me now. If I wanted to animate this character serious for a project, I would separate the shoulder parts. I would tell you to give me just the shoulder part. I would tell you to give me the character without this armor. I'll separate the armor from the character. I can tell the prompt and to give it to me. I can even show it to you now. So let me just do an example. Let me upload this character so I can quickly get to the 3D part. So let me upload this front view, and I will say, give me just the head on a plain right? And it's go ahead and give me the head. Now, something I want to tell you, trick I will tell you about AI generative cheats. If you want to make a character that you want to edit and rig and use for animation and animate the mouth and the face, AI, when you isolate a part of AI to generate, it gives it more quality. For example, if I say give me the head, only the head on a plain background, it will give me the head on the high quality. Look at it now. So I have this head in high quality. It has changed a few things here. So give me the head in a high quality, right? And I will now, if I generate this one, the quality of this head will be better than the head I have on the whole body. So whenever you generate a character you want to use for something high detail, please separate it, the head from the body. So that when people zoom into the face, because the face animation is very critical, very important for a character. The face and the eyes are very important than the face. So if you know the face is going to be critical for you, you have to generate the head separately. Now, I don't like this head he gave to me. I want to redo it. I don't like it. So if we can just go click on edit on the side here. Let me show you. On the side is a pen. You can copy and you can edit. So click on edit here, click on space and click on update so that it will try one more time for you, right? So it had a full helmet. I don't want it to be full. I want it to just be ear and the head, right? So let's see if it will get it right this time. So these are the tricks I use to make characters that people will see and then the quality would look high, because when I now bring it together in Blender, everything is okay. So look at it. So it gave me now this. So I think this is okay. We'll save this. And you can see Anona Banana is consistently giving us everything we want. I can as well get this head now, side view and back view, just so when I want to generate it, it is consistent completely, right? But let's leave that one for now and let's go on to generate it. So you get people, do we get the gist now about how to generate images we're going to use for 3D and the tricks to make them come out in better quality or get more views, so your consistency. Do we get that? All right. So anyway, the video is recorded. You can go back and watch it later. So, so now we've gotten our parts. We've broken it down to different parts from just this one image. We extracted all this now, right? And you can still go back into the image and say separate the buildings if that's what you want, right? I can go back and say, you know what, I want this boy without the armor, and I want the armor separately, and it will give it to you. So you're able to control every single part if you do. So the more you break into elements, the more you can animate it, the more people will be asking you, actually, this is AI, right? So because especially for game development, this is very critical. So let me now go into the next. So we saved on image, download the image to save them to your system, and then we'll move into the 3D part. But before I move into the 3D part, we'll be taking any questions. If you have any questions, let me know if I move on. Any questions? All right. So if you don't have any questions, obviously you can watch the video again if you want when we put it up. So let's move. So if we're going to sorry, I think somebody came in. Oh wow, sorry, there's someone here. Oh, Lucky, you have a question, please. Let me ask a question, please.
Yes, sir. Good evening. Thanks a lot for
Good yeah.
So my question is, I discovered that each time you want to prompt it, you re-upload the image. So I was just thinking, is there no, what about if you just continue the process and say, well, this image, I want you to give me the T-pose instead of having to repost. I just want to know if there's a difference when you do that.
Yeah. So why I do that is because, for example, now when I first started from here, it was just this image, right? The full image. It was the full image, and in that full image, I was able to extract this T-pose, right? Now I cannot continue typing here, give me the side view, to be confused. There's so many times I have to say, give me the character in T-pose on the plain background and give me side view. AI gets more confused. Gemini gets more confused the more you complicate what you're typing. You understand? So because I want to keep it simple, now I've gotten my T-pose. I will upload the T-pose and say, okay, now from this T-pose now, give me a back view. That way I'm not dealing with all the backgrounds. The AI simply just takes that small instruction and executes it perfectly. Because the more words I type in Banana, the more confused I feel like the platform is. So that is why I always prefer the clean image I extracted to use to continue. Is that okay?
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right. So now that we've gotten our images, right? Now we're going to go to the 3D. Download them to your systems, and let's go to the 3D aspect. So the 3D aspect now is there are platforms we can use for the 3D aspect. So let me go to this one. Which one is it? So yeah, so there are two platforms. There are two platforms that I recommend. I recommend one because it's free, and I recommend the other one because it's very good. So when it comes to Tripo is paid. You will not enjoy triple till you pay for it. Triple, I guarantee you, if you're not paying for triple, you cannot enjoy it. No amount of free triple will give it for you. Triple is really, really good. And the topology in triple is the best. Number one, it's even better than human being topology. But because of now, I know that most of us are not paying for triple right now. I will show you triple in the end. I will start with the free one, which is Honyan. Honyan is going to be for free. The process is going to be longer if you're using Honyan. But using triple, the process is shorter. But triple is paid for, so I'm not going to start with the paid one. Let me start with the free one. So hold on, someone just came in. So that I said, so two platforms I would recommend when you're doing AI to 3D, you need to work with either triple, which is paid for, or you work with Honyan if you're not paying for it. If you're not paying for it, the process is a bit longer to get the kind of asset we're looking for. But if you are using triple, the process is shorter to get like proper asset you can use into a game engine or for animation. The topology is perfect. It makes production ready assets. Triple makes production ready asset. That one I've been using it since. Trust me, that one I can guarantee you. So let me start with the free one. So Honyan is free. All of us can access. That's why it is free, so that you can practice. In short, why I like the Honyan for this class is because it will make you still be a 3D artist. You cannot escape the work. The work is there. Triple 2, you're not escaping the work, but Honyan will make you do the work is still the work, right? So I had to form for Honyan, I had to deliberately create a workflow that will be useful because free things they will make you suffer small. So if you are for Honyan now, if you are doing the character, you use the 3D Studio. If you're using just objects like a table, chair, gun, weapon, you can just upload your image here and you get what you want, right? But if you want to do something like character, you have to go to up here. You see 3D Studio. Who can see 3D Studio up here? You have to go to that 3D Studio. When you click on 3D Studio, it will bring you to this place. Now, in this 3D Studio, you can either do character or environment. That's where they broke it down. So you cannot do objects. So you have to, if you want to do objects, do it on the main screen. That's this place here. Go back to the main screen and you can do object. But if you want to do character, you are going to go, best place to go to is 3D Studio. So I'm going to click on 3D Studio. We're going to go there. Now, if you notice, when you get here, you see Chinese. Yes, because they don't care. They have their own market. So, but you can translate it. So just right click anywhere on the page and you will see drop down and just click on translate to English and you change it to English. So you can see role, to map and everything, right? So I'm going to click on this role. This is the 3D Studio for character. So I'm going to click on it. It will bring me into this place. So now this and triple are almost the same thing. Yeah, it's almost the same interface, almost similar. This one has like a few more steps, but it's almost the same thing. And so these are some of the things I have done. Once you come in, they give you 30 tries. I think every 1 hour I'll be running, I don't know, but 30. They give you 30 for free to use. So you will not finish it, trust me. I've not finished it before in my life. So you can generate 30 times if you want to make characters. So now in this 3D Studio, when you're here, if you are still here and it's showing Chinese, just right click on the page like I told you, anywhere on the page like I told you, and just translate to English, okay? So every page you go to, they will change to Chinese, but just right click and click on translate. So let's have a scratch. On your left, you see the tab on your left, right? You can design concept here. You can design the concept you want to get the image you want. You can design your concept if that's what you want, either with text or with image. If you give it the concept, it will break it into all the angles for front view, back view, left and right. If you give it one image here, or you can just come in here, just say here. If you come here, you can just. So this is where you do the image to 3D, right? So their UI is not really friendly. It's very complicated, but I've been using it for a while, so I understand. So when you come to the geometric, once you have your image like we do already, go to the geometric generation, right? Under it, you see upload a single image, or you can upload multiple, right? So single image or multiple image. So if you click on the multiple image, you can come and see under here, you see add multiple views on the left. They allow you put 8. You can put 8, but just put the 4 or 3 that you have. So when you click on that here, when you click on it, it's going to give you this place here. It's going to give you this window, multiple views. You can see top view, but I would advise you just go. This is the best one to use. This down one here. This one here. This one's here. Click on this first one here, and I will go to my downloads. Let me go to downloads. So let me explain. So when you come here, right, you see these images. Where my mouse is, can you see the highlights? That's the top view. That's the front view. This is the left view, right view, and this is the back view. This one, say this four here. This in the middle here is just showing you the character. Then, but this top three here, they are for top view. They are for 45 degrees left, 45 degrees right. We're not going to generate that one. So let's just do this one. We're going to use this one. Click on it on the front view. I'm going to go to my downloads. I'm going to look for the boy I downloaded. This is the front view. We have the front view here. I'm going to take the front view. Let it load. It takes a while to load. I don't know why it's very slow to load here. It's going to take a while to load. While it's loading, I'm going to go to the down one and choose the back view. Add the back view, right? Yes. So we're going to have the back view. Now they're taking a while to load. Now, for something I've noticed, the left and the right view. If you have just the left view, you are good, right? With just the one view of the view, you are fine. All you have to do is just go to your Photoshop or Photopea and flip it. Because if you keep telling Gemini to flip it left and right, you might not get what you want. It might give it struggles. It can only give you one side view. That side view, once you get it, just flip it to get the other side view. That's the best way I found out. So I uploaded my front view and back view, right? You can see where I put them. Front and back view. Hope you guys can see them where I put the front and back view, right? So now for the left and right view, we already have one of the side view. I'm going to go and make it two. So that I'm going to open Photopea. You can see that it's AI we're using, right? But you can see I have used Photoshop. The only difference is that what was taking us weeks to do will take us hours to do, right? And that's for people that know, not for people that don't know anything. You cannot tell a beginner all this thing, he will not understand. So there's nothing, AI is not taking away your ability to use your brain, right? The more you use your brain, the more you find out more tricky. Most people that are using, if not for all these things I'm doing, the platforms I'm using are limited. People use them only one pattern. But because of my experience, I am now trying to say, okay, how can I extract value in a way that it will aid us as 3D artists? That's why I'm doing this. That's why I found out all these workflows, right? So now I'm going to now go and take one of the side view I got earlier. I want to make it into two. So I found out, like, you see this one here. Let me drag it into this place. So this one you're seeing right now, the character is facing right. This is the right view. It's facing right. So if I want to get the left view, I already have right view. If I want to get the left view, all I have to do is I will just come here, go to where the image is here, go to my image, come down to transform. If you're using Photoshop, this is something you know. Come to flip horizontally and to give me my other view, right? Now I can go and save that and say extract PNG. I'll call it let me just leave it as side 2. Gemini, blah, blah, blah. Say side view 2. And I will save it. So now we have both our side views now. We have all the side views we need, right? Refresh this. So now I can go back to, I'm done with this one. I don't need it anymore. I cannot come here for the right view, click on it, and I'll go to my downloads, and I'll pick the one that was facing the right, this one. And then while it's loading, I'll click on the left one for the left view, and I'll go and click on that one. That one will be flipped now. This one will flipped, and I'll drop it for left view. So while it's loading, we'll wait. Now you are seeing that, like, normally we would have had to wait for people to draw out all this. Now, for people that I am not a fan of image to video. That's not what I want to do AI. If I want to do image to video to be like things like interface, let's say I want to make a phone in a 3D animation, and I want to make the interface of the phone like somebody's calling. I can just generate like a small calling animation in AI, generated text to video, and just put it on my screen of my phone just to escape, because it's not everything you want to die on. Or things like that. Like maybe I want to make a glowing interface for my screen of my TV, of my 3D scene. I will generate a flat screen, a video of somebody reading the news, put on my television to start playing, or noise. Those are ways I will use. But for me, AI is still helping you maintain the joy of making a 3D asset, right? And say, but I'm just doing it faster now. I don't want to spend 1 week making one asset. We don't have all the time in the world. So yeah, so now look at the screen. You can see I've added 4 images: front view, back view, left view, right view. Can you guys see that? Can we see that? So I've added all this now. We have all our views. The more views we add, the more consistent we can control exactly what our character looks like. We know what the back view looks like, we know what the side view looks like, we know what the front view looks like. That is why all these views are important. Even when we're texturing, with the new software I found, you will see where all these views come in handy too. So now we can now say it is here. We've done that now. We can close this image and you will see all your images here on the side. You can see them on the side here. On the left side, all the images tiny there, they're all there now. So we have all the images. If we had the other extra images, we'll add them. The more images you add, the more you can control the outcome. And then now you can see down here the model face count. They are seeing 1 million, 1.5 million, 500K, 50K. But I don't need up to 1 million. 50K is enough, right? So just click on 50K and then generate it. So we're going to generate, and then we're going to wait for it to now go ahead and start creating the characters. So while it's creating it, so if you have any questions, please, we can ask questions in this space while we're waiting for the character to generate, right? So that's one of the, so we've moved in all this, in 30 minutes or less, we have moved from ideation to character to concept art, complete all sides, and we have now moved to making a 3D asset. Now, this is where the work is not done. Like I told you, if all the value you have now, which has been from day one, even when before AI came out, if the only value you have, you see some artists, they put their work out there, they made a perfect 3D asset, nobody's hiring them. Another guy made a 3D asset, somebody's hiring them. The most important is that what can I do with your art? If a game studio is looking at your artwork and you're seeing 10 million polygons, it is useless to them because their problem is that like this thing is fine, but how do you optimize it to run real time? They're trying to make sure this thing is fine and run smoothly on low-end PCs or mobile phone or PlayStation at the same time. And then here we are, they're giving us 10 million polygons. That's not what it is. So after you have sculpted, that's why topology exists. A lot of artists don't take the topology seriously. They're too focused on trying to get anatomy right. Meanwhile, apps like games like Minecraft are selling millions. So at the end of the day, usability is what people are going for. That is why I like to use AI to get the character design out of the way. The dense character, I want to get the polygon, I want to get out of the way so I can focus on things like optimization, rigging, make the texture run real time, maintain the quality, and still make it run real time. You get. So that's, even for AI, I'll still be looking for somebody that will first model for me. And after the sculptor for me finish, and I'll be looking for who will topology. I hate topology. Now, speaking of topology, I have found some tools that are not AI. They are in Blender plugins that can help you topo your character one click, right? And we're going to talk about them today. So I'm going to show you those ones today. So this guy, when we finish, because this AI now is going to give me a highly dense character. I want it to be highly dense. I don't want it to be, I need that high dense character. I will take it into Blender. That's why we'll now optimize it to be something we can take into a game engine or use for animation. Okay, so let's see what's happening. I don't know if it's done. Let me see how many percent. Oh, we're still at 52% here. It's showing us percentage, 53% here. So if you have any questions, please, it's a good time for us to discuss while we're waiting for our asset to get. Oh, it's done. I'm sorry, it's done. Let's get to work. So I'm going to refresh the page now so we can see what it gave to us, right? That's what it gave to us. Yeah, so it gave to us. So it's loading up. So we can see now. Look at the asset it gave to us. So can we see what it gave to us? We can all see what it gave. Can we see the screen what it gave to us here, right? So you can see now. This would have taken you many people how many hours, right? Now, like I said, this is not the trick. This is not where the thing is. What we're talking about is now that you have given me this thing now, if I can't take this into, this is 52K polygons. I'm not making, I said I'm making it for PlayStation or for i7 PC alone. This asset is still useless to you. You need to bring it down to at least 20K. A character must be 20K for anything game real time. But when you bring an asset down, the polygon count down, we're going to trade off quality, right? So how do we maintain quality as we're bringing it down? That's what I will show you now. So that's the main class today. All this one I'm showing you is just everybody can do this one now. We all know AI can do image generation and then can make 3D. This is free. It's not rocket science. The problem is that like I've gotten this mesh now. How do I texture it? How do I do it? Now, I won't lie to you. The texturing in all these 3D platforms, they are useless. You can use them, but they're useless. They're useless for me. It destroys the character for me. I want the details. I want to. So I've tried them. The texture, I don't like the result it gave to me. So I would rather go somewhere else and texture it. I found another platform that works for me too. So now let's go down to that platform where we can get what we want. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to download these assets. SFBX. So currently this one now, let me see. Right click, let me make translate to English. The model face count is 50k. 50k. Number of vertices is 25k. I don't know. So it's 50k. 50k is still too much for just one character. Only ended for game. No, we can't. That's too much. So we have to bring it down. So I'm going to now go and download this. So we're going to come in here, choose that. Now, if you notice, there's no texture. I didn't do texture. You can do texture. You can do UV exposure if you want to. Yeah, you can make it do the UV for you. It will help, but I don't know if I want to do that. I'd rather do that in Blender. Okay. So I can come in here and do UV if we want to, but let's just go to Blender because we are still 3D artists and we want to use our software that we suffer to learn. So I'm going to click on this and I'm going to say FBX. Choose FBX. You can choose anything you want. Doesn't matter. It can be GLB, FBX, doesn't matter. It's fine. So now we're done with this platform. We'll come back to a web platform later, but now we're going to go to Blender. All right, so let's go to Blender and I'm going to open up Blender. So while Blender is loading, please, if you have any questions, I would love to hear feedback so we can continue. Okay, someone had Valerian's hand is on, so up. So what's the question, please? Vali, question? Or was it a mistake? Okay, why Valerian is trying to answer a question? Can you generate hair particles? No. No, now mesh. So if one thing I've learned is you can, if you want your character to, if you want your character to have hair particles, then you can tell them Gemini to give you to remove the hair of the character. I can go to Gemini and say remove the hair and the helmet. It's to give me a character bald. I've done it before, and then I can go to Blender and do my hair particles. I don't know if you guys get the possibilities are endless now. With that Gemini Nano Banana, you can say, okay, you know what, take this character is giving me now. I don't like the mesh hair. Take away the hair, give me bald. I'll go and make my own hair in Blender myself. And it will give it to you. So that's one way to handle it. So now we've opened Blender. Now let me bring that asset we just downloaded in so you can see it in all its glory. And bring it in, the highly dense, wickedly high poly character. So this is it, FBX. I'm going to delete this. And then let's come in here now. So you can see the character is ready. If we go to edit mode, let me select and go to edit mode. See, look at the mess it has. Look at this. So this is the mess we have. This is unusable. You can't use this. So like I said, this is just getting the assets is you are still where you are still what I was talking about. You have an asset nobody cares about. Nobody can use it. You just put in your page T-pose. Nobody will call you. Maybe they'll call you, but I don't know. Like it's still useless. If we're talking about real impact, this character is useless. If you rig it, you get unfavorable results. How do we turn this into something good? Now, there are so many ways to retopo in Blender, right? So many ways. There's the traditional ways don't work. I won't lie to you. I'm not going to lie to you. There's one way I found out when it comes to so let me duplicate. First thing you do is duplicate this. Duplicate our mesh, and then I'm going to move it to the side. This is the high poly one, and this is the low poly one, right? So I'm going to now, one way, I'll show you if you don't have a plugin, number one way to retopo, you can either use the decimate. So let's go to decimate. Now decimate is useless too. It's on the same, but let me just show you. So go to decimate, and in the meantime, so let me first put on statistics. Let's go to statistics. On statistics here. Statistics helps you to see the polygon count of each character or the polygon budget of your whole scene, right? Currently, the two characters are 100 faces, right? And 100 triangles. You can see it here, right? So, but when I select one, it will show you 50 over 100. That means the one selected is 50, but the whole scene is 100. So that's what the statistics is telling you about the scene budget. I just want to just clear out. So now I want this one, and this one is 50, right? Remember, it's 50K. I want to reduce it. If I go to generate and I come to decimate, right? And I want to decimate. Now we cannot, I want to, for us to see decimate in real time, let me go to turn on something else. I'll go turn on wireframe, right? So wireframe will show us our decimation as it's happening, so we can see when we're decimating. So I'm going to come in here, and we can see our wireframe, and I will change this to 0.1. And you can see what happens, right? See, so you can see what's happening. Triangulated, low poly character. This is not going to do well. So for hard surfaces, if the thing is like an armor or a gun or a sword, you can do this. You can triangulate. It's not going to bend, no problem. But anything that will deform and bend, these polygons will not work, right? It's not going to be good for you. It's not be good for you. So cancel that out. So this is useless. It's a good way to. So I use Decimate for meshes that will not bend. I will not deform like a rock, like a wall, like a statue that will not bend. I'll just use triangulate, the Decimate it down. It works. It's very good, but it is not good for anything mesh that will deform. So another option is this. If you go to the sculpt mode, right, and you tap letter, let me zoom out, tap letter R on your keyboard, you're going to get this. It's a remesh. You can choose to remesh. So when you put your mouse in and out, it gives you these boxes. This amount of boxes, it shows you the polygon count you're going to be getting, like the amount of polygon count you'll be getting, right? So if I choose this one now, and I say Control R, it automatically give you quads of this. But this one too is messed up. Look at what it is with see. So none of them are good for anything you want to deform. They're useless for deformation. They're good for meshes that will be one place, table, chair, rock, not characters. So there's that too. So now the only thing I have found that works for me, which is a lot easier than what I was showing you, is a plugin called Quad Remesher. Quad Remesher is not free. You're going to pay for it online. There's QRemeshify. I don't like QRemeshify. It didn't work the way I wanted it. I don't like it. So I prefer Quad Remesher. So I'm going to use Quad Remesher. QRemeshify is 100% free. 100% free. After this class, I will send you the link of QRemeshify. It's 100% free. I'll send the video how to use it too. But I don't like the results. So I prefer Quad Remesher. Has a better result for me. Yeah, so once you open it, as it is right now, just open it. You will see, mind you, I'm in object mode. I just turn on the wireframe. That's why you can see this. This is not edit mode. So let me turn this off. So don't be confused. I'm not in edit mode. Turn on the wireframe. So yeah. So in object mode, please select the one you want to, what do you call it? Turn to low poly, right? And then open your Quad Remesher. Google it. It's not a free plugin. There are cracks, but nobody go give you the cracks. But it's a paid for plugin you have to pay for, right? So now once you have just as it is right now, I'm going to leave it as it is, and I'm going just to with the default settings. I'm going to click remesh it, right? Now when I click on remesh it, under your Blender you will see remeshing in progress. It's very fast. It's already at 70%, at 75%. It's counting. You can press escape to abort if you don't want it. Or you can let it just finish. It's very fast. So you can see. Look at what it has done. Can you see? It has given me, it's the best. Look at the result it has given us, right? So it has given me this kind of results. Which is a lot better. You can still tweak it here by changing this number. If you quick play with this number, you will get even a better result. And as if you check your statistics of your asset, it has halved it from 50 triangles to 24. Can you see it? 24 triangles. Let me move this guy. So does not remove this. So before, look at it, let me click the original one. It was 50K, right? The one I reused the Quad Remesher for has now become 24K triangles and faces 12K. Now, because I remember I told you your overall character for a game, if it's mobile, must be at least 20K. We are under 20K, which is good for us, right? Now, you see as it is right now, we lost some details, right? We lost some details. Yeah, we lost some details. So I'm sure go show you how to get it back. So now, first is first, we've gotten this character. I'll go to right click on this and I'll do shade smooth. Shade smooth it. So we have the shade smooth this one. We have a shade smooth for this. Like I said, if you don't like how the fingers are, you can go back to your Quad Remesher, either make this 4,000 or 3,000, and then you get more better result if you want. Okay. So that's that about the Quad Remesher. I don't want to go into that, but this plugin, you can see it's just one click, right? And it just did the job. Me, I don't want to stress myself. I'm trying to finish quickly, right? So you can see everything we use here now. So now we're going to bake this high poly, this normals here, right? We want to bake these details to this character. So it will look like this character. All details will transfer here. but it will be low poly. So in the game, it looks high poly, but running at optimized. Meanwhile, we are cutting down, we're running half the polygon count you get. So we're going to borrow this high poly character polygon count to use to make our character look more detailed and more interesting. So first things first, to do that is simple. Let me close this end panel. What to do that is simple. So we're going to first of all start this. So if you notice, this character when we got it didn't have texture, remember, right? We're going to have to give it a texture, a material and texture. It doesn't have material. So if I go to the material, let me come down here. If I go to the material, select the character and I go to the materials here, there's nothing here, no material. So first things first, we're going to rename them. I want to rename this one high poly. Click, call it high poly. And I'm going to call the one we remeshed low poly. Okay, so low poly. Right, so we have a high poly and low poly, right? We want this one now. We have to now for the rules for baking high poly to high poly normals to low poly, they have to be in the same spot, right? So this character must be in the same plus space with this other with the low poly. So I'm going to come to my settings items. I'm going to change this to 0. So they are in the same place. Now you can see they're in the same place, right? They're in the same place. We want it to be the same place, right? So now we have they have to be the same space. Now I'm going to this one now. I'm going to create for my high poly. I'm going to create a material for it. Create a material, call it high poly matte, right? So high poly matte, okay. That one is that's for the material for the texture for this one. Then I'm going to do my low poly too. I'm going to click it and I'm going to give it a low poly material. Do I need to? Yes, low poly material. So I'm going to call it low poly matte. Low poly matte. And you will see why I have those things. We need our principal BSDF to be able to have a place to connect our materials when we bake them. So now we have some of them here, right? So now we're going to go to UV edit, right? Go to UV edit, and we're going to do something. Now, if you notice, we don't have any UV unwrap. We have to have UV unwrap for it to work, right? So we're going to need to have UV unwrap. So I'm going to do with UV unwrap. I'm going to select this character, the high poly character, right? Let me go back to layouts. Select the high poly character, go to UV edit, select my character, tap A. I'm going to go to UV. I'm going to say Smart UV Projects. I'm going to do this, right? So we have our unwrap the character peacefully, right? I'm also going to, sorry, I made a mistake. I'm going to make a new image. So let's make a new, I'll call it, yes. So call it unwrap. Sorry. So just unwrap this one. Yes. So once I unwrap this one, what we need to do next is we need to go back to layouts, right? And then I'm going to turn on my low poly, right? I'm going to do the same for it too. Go back to UV edit, and now I'm going to select this one, and I'm going to create an image for this one because we are baking into this one. I'm creating the image we're going to bake into. So I'm going to create a new image. You can create it even in the, what do you call it? In the node shader side if you want to, but you can create it here too. I'm going to create a new image, go to new, to bring up this. Now I want it to, this is 1K. I want it to be more detailed. So I'm going to say, make it 2K. I'll do 2K is 2048. Yep. And I'm going to just say, I don't want it to be alpha. Let's just do, and then I'll name it. Let's name it baked normal. And enter. Let me go and add somebody into the room. Somebody just came in. Okay. Where are you? Okay. So now we have made the new texture baking background, right? Now I can now go and unwrap my UV projects. Unwrap. So we have our unwrap here, and then we have that one now. Now we can go back to our layouts, right? I'll turn on the two of them, the two characters, right? Now, sometimes for some people, they will ask you to make sure the low poly one covers the high poly one. I don't really care. Let's just leave it like that. So for this one, like it's okay like this. What I will do now is for us to bake, you cannot bake. Remember, the default rendering engine of Blender is Eevee, right? We all know that, right? It's Eevee. So for us to be able to bake, we have to go to cycles. So I'm going to go to my render engine, render properties, right? Go and change my Eevee to cycles, change it to GPU compute, and then I'm going to come down to this place. Now you see your max samples. As much as it is as long as your baking will take. So please just reduce to 60 because it doesn't really matter. I'll reduce to 60 or 80. It's fine. Anyone. Just leave it under 100. It's okay. And then I'm going to go down to bake. And then in the bake here, we're going to change this to normal. Right? So, and then I'm going to say select to active. You will see why that's necessary later. And that's not all. We're not done. We're not done. We're going to have to go to the shading here. We're going to go to shading here, right? Shading. And there's one more thing I'm going to put in that place. I'm going to go to shading here. And in the shading here now, for us to bake, we have to bake into an image. That image I made earlier, we have to have it where that's going to capture the baking of the normals. So I'm going to do Shift A to open texture, image texture, right here. And I'm going to go and search for that image we created. Come here, can you see bake normal? I'll go and get it out. Now make sure it's selected. Make sure it's not the principal BS. Make sure this one you created, this image node is selected. Don't connect it. Let it be selected. Okay. So once that one is done now, right? We'll go back to our layout, and then we're going to go back to our bake. Listen. You see that place we did is selected to active. Under it here, you see this place called cage. Just make here 0.01. Right? I think that's all. That's all we need to do. Now, fingers crossed. Let's bake. Let's bake some cake. So now you can see this bake button is on normals. All we do now is no. Let's not bake some cake. Before you bake the cake, we have to ask ourselves, where are we sending the cake to? Where are we baking it to? We don't want to bake the high poly to the normal to the low poly. Remember, that's the aim of this class, right? So now I'm going to select this high poly and hold my shift and control and select the low poly. Right? So now I have selected that. So with this, we have told the baking that please, you're going to transfer the normals details from the high poly to the low poly by selecting these two. We select the high poly first, then we select the low poly second. And then with all the settings we did here for our baking and everything, and make sure the material of the low poly guy is selected in that node, the image node, right? Now I can click on bake and let's pray it works fine. Click on bake. Now you can see under here it's beginning to bake. Now because I chose it's done. So it's done already. It's very fast, luckily for us. So let me go to shading. Yes. So if you go to your shading, you see here. Can you see this? Can you see it? The details of the bake. Can you see it? It has baked normal map out from that high poly to this low poly now. Now, what I need to do now is go connect it. Now, let me go back to the layout so you see detail what I'm talking about. So I'm going to select the high poly character now, separate it here. Also, you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, can we see the difference now? We can see difference, Avi. So this is the high poly, is very detailed. See the high poly, very detailed, right? Very detailed, all these accents of the body. Then the low poly, you can see it like a bar. Looks like a bar. That's the thing they play for us in God of War. Now, with that, I'll go back to the. Now we have baked out that material. It's time to connect it. That thing we baked. Select it. Let me connect it now to the BSDF. Now, if you know material in Blender, you know you cannot just connect the normal map directly straight. You have to connect it to the normal map node. So drag it here. Look at normal map strength. Drop it here. Now, there's something that happens. Whenever I connect it, there's this error that happens. Let me zoom in so you see. Color is always connecting to strength. It should not be. Color should be connected to color. Okay? Or you will not see any results. Then now I cannot connect the normal to the normal. Now, if I go back to the layout, and then let's go to materials, and then you can see, or let me even go to that shading place. Let's see. Let me change the material. Sorry. I think the material node is too bright. So let me come here and I will change to I think texture. No, this one is not, it's not giving it justice. Let me come here, come to my, this white is not helping. I'll come here and I will change this to a gray. Now, can you see? Now, this errors you are seeing here is because the, let me check the shading. So what you're seeing here is because of, I did not do the cage very well. I do the cage very well sometimes, so I have some error. But you can see the details on the body of the, can you see? Details on the body of the character, right? Can you see it? Let me do this. Better. Can you see now? The low poly and the high poly have the details now. Can you see? They both have the details as if it is a high poly mesh. Can you see the back? Now, what this thing you're seeing here is because of the normal, because of I did not do the caging very well. I'm supposed to do something called inflate. I'm going to show you that inflate now. It's very important. I don't like it, but apparently it's very important. When you're baking high poly map to low poly map, you must make sure that the low poly map character covers the high poly character. You must cover it every angle. That way, that's the best. That's when you get the best results. Is when you don't do cover everywhere that you see this thing that happens here, patch. But you can get the drift. Can we all see the details on this? Not on the on this low poly now. Don't forget, this one is 50K. Look at this 51 is still 50K. If I select this one now, it's still 12K, but detail is matching the details of the high poly. That's how you see in games. People will be thinking, oh, how can they make this kind of high detail character walk around in the game? Blah, blah, blah. It is the normal map that they baked out to give you details. That's how they fake details and in games. And most of the character will not be very close to the screen, so you can get a blue model. But if you want to get a perfect result, the best thing to do is to inflate. I'm going to show you that quickly before we end the class and before I take questions and we end the class. So let me undo this one. Let's rebake again. Go back to my shading. I will disconnect this. I don't need to disconnect itself. I can just leave it like that. And just try. Let me disconnect it. So I'll just disconnect this one. And disconnect. So now let's go back and rebake and push this one down. I'm going to go to do what I did earlier. Now, this time I'm going to return. Wow. So let me check. Oh, wow. Did I accept? I don't know the person. Somebody tried to enter. Okay. Anyway, so the video is recorded, so we can go. So now let me go back to make it. Let me see how I can make it better because that's normal. We saw some bleaching at the edge. I think it's because I didn't do the inflate. I hate that inflate so much, but I think it's very necessary for us to get to do it. So I'm going to drag this guy now. Let's return it back to the center. All right, return it to 0. Enter. Now, if you notice, let me show you something. You can see now, can you see part of the character was coming out of the, can you see part of the character is showing inside it? It should not be so. When you're baking, it should not be so. Your character, the low poly character must completely engulf the high poly character. That's the best. That's what they said. They say the best you can get results. Hold on. So that's they say that's the best way to get good results is to make sure the low poly character engulfs the high poly character is the best way. So how to do that is very simple. What I will do is I'm going to select the low poly character, right? I'm going to go to edit mode. And I'm going to make sure tap A to select it all. Then to inflate your character or to inflate it to make it cover the character, make it fat. What you're going to do is you're going to do Alt S, right? And the more I pull it out, can you see? Your character becomes says looking chubby like what do they call it? So you see, so you can do this. Let me do. So you can inflate the character to engulf all your character. They said if you do this, it gives a better result. I don't know. I don't like it, but let's try. Let us test it out. Another thing you can do again, you can use your sculpt mode. Some parts will be coming out here. You can use sculpt mode to adjust it so everything comes out completely. Cover. Make sure you cover the character. They say you must cover it from all angles. You must cover every angle. Nothing must be picking out so that the baking will come out properly. But let's try it now. Let's try this one. So what I will do is now go back to the object mode. I'll go back to this. I'm going to click on high poly, hold my control, low poly, and I'm going to we're going to rebake again. Let's go back to the rendering, and let me go back to my shading. Sorry, make sure this one is selected. This is the thing that will receive the baking, so it must be selected. It's selected. So now that I've selected that one, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to another thing again I didn't do is let's try something. Let me try something. I didn't do that. I didn't make it non-color. Normal, so I didn't make normal non-color. I don't know if it's too late for that now, but I didn't make it non-color. Maybe that's what's affecting it. But let me just try this baking thing. So now, once we've done this now, I'm going to go to my baking here. I'm going to come down here to the baking. Where's that bake? I see down here. And then I'm going to say, make sure all the settings are the same. Yes, and then I'm going to say bake. Let's bake and see what happens. Let's see if the result gets better. Okay, it says it's done now. Okay, so now let me connect this one now to this. Let's see what happens. It's still the same. It didn't do much. Let me go back to layout, this, and then it didn't do much. It's the same. So I think what happened is that for the image, I didn't do the, let me show you what I'm talking about. For this place here, it should not be at RGB. Your normal should not be at RGBS. It should be what do you call it? It should be non-color, right? I didn't do the non-color thing before it happened. So let me see if I can do it now. Let me see if it will make a difference. Shift A, texture, image texture. I'm going to come here to the bake normal. Nah, I've already baked already. I should have done that before. I should have done it before I baked, right? Or let me make a new one. Let's make a new one. So I'm going to make a new one. If we can do this thing, so we'll go to make a new. I'll call it a bake normal V2, and it's still at 2K, right? So, and then I'll just say new image. Now I notice, can you see this is here? This is this thing here. This here, if you're doing normal, your normals will not be sRGB, it must be non-color. So if you click on this, let me zoom out. Click on this sRGB, you will choose non-color. That way, the normals on that one are higher quality, right, than the normals you leave on RGBs. Let's test it out. Let's see if it's true. So let's go back to this before we take questions and do N. Let's take this to 0. And then I'm going to select the high poly, hold my shift, low poly, select the high poly, hold control, select low poly, and then I'm going to bake. Click on bake, and let's see if this is going to give us a better result. So it's done. Let me go back to shading, and then let's connect non-color, this one to the normal instead. And then, yeah, it gave us, look at it. So it gave us more better. Can you see? So the issue we had was the sRGB was the issue. So it should be non-color, not RGB. Let me move the high poly out. Maybe not the high poly deceived me. So yeah, look at it. It's better now. This is a lot more better normal transfer. So now this high poly is now looking like this low poly is now looking like a high poly because to bake all the normals, transfer it here. It is still selected. It is still a 12K. 12 faces polygon count, and then 24 triangles. Meanwhile, the original one was 50K. So you can see that's how we can take AI to the next level. Now, I want to show you one more tool. I said 1 hour, we've passed 1 hour, right? Let me show you one more tool so we can close quickly. If we have time, should I continue, please? Let me know, or should we end it here? I want to show you one more text sharing tool, AI tool I found. It's free. Should I continue?
Yes, please.
Okay. All right. So now there's one more tool. Now we've got our normal. The issue was normal map. So we can print the texture, but without the normal map is what will give all the details. We've gotten the details we want. We now want to give it the texture that came with it. Remember, there was a texture that it came with, right? Now we want that texture. So let me go back here. Let's see it here. So we had a texture. Let me go to this here. Let me see. Okay, yes. So we had these textures, right? That's what came with it. That's what we gave it. The character was these textures. So we want to give it back this text. We want it to look like this. Let's try and make it look like this, right? So there's a tool I found, right? The tool is hidden. It's called Modif. So Modif is an AI texturing tool. It's free, completely free. You know me, I like to look for free things. I found it. It's not perfect, but it gives you a way to control your, like I said, everybody feels says AI is inconsistent. How do I make it my own? How do I own it? You can see what we're going through all this how many hours. Like there's nobody can tell you that this is not your own. this is no longer one button. This is work. Or that this thing would have taken you days before. It's taking you hours now. And also depends on your experience as a 3D artist, right? So if you're making MVPs, you want to show off to your friends, or you want to make a game, or you want to make an animation, you can use these things to quickly tell so MVPs, get your funding, then hire all the friends you want to hire. That's what this workflow I'm showing you is for, not for final products, right? Until the law says it's okay. Right now, the law has not said it's okay for you to use 100% AI. So that is why we have to look for ways to speed up our workflow. So this Modif is, look at it, app.modif.com. I will share the links in the group, right? It's a platform where you can come and texture things. So just open a new project. Because you have for free now, we're using free one, you will be using, you can only do public, all your work is in public. If you pay for it, you get private and some other extra features. But the free is very powerful. So click on this public, it's open this platform for you. But before, we have to import our 3D asset here. So I'm going to go to my Blender, and I'm going to import this low poly one out, right? I'm going to export it as an FBX. Let's try export. Let me export it to Sunday Meetup. Yes, Sunday Meetup. I'll call it low poly African LP African Mega. So now I want to select this. So I will export this one out now to that folder and export. So we have our low poly character out, right? Now I'm going to go back to Modif, and in Modif now I can import. It's asking me to import my 3D character. I'll import it. We're going to go to the Sunday Meetup where I sent it to, and I'll do this is it. Import it. You can import any kind of asset you want. Import 3D object. So this is your character. It has brought it in for you. The character is here. Oh, what did I just do now? Okay, sorry, let me bring it in again. Something happened to my character. I don't know what I did there. Kilo shell. Okay. It not spoil. This is not spoil. So if you come in, go to your orthographic, but go to perspective, I beg. Perspective view is okay. I'm going to go to perspective view. You can just pan up. So you can use your right mouse to pan left and right, scroll whilst to go scroll in and out, and then your left mouse to go left and right? So it's our character, right? Now I want it to have those textures we had earlier. So we're going to bring it in. Those textures we brought in. Sorry. Those textures we brought them in. I'm going to come and click image. Click here. It will ask me, wants to import it in. I'll go to my downloads and I will get this image. I'll get the front view of that, my character, the boy. So I'll get this one. It has the ability to import as reference image. Now, this is the default interface, right? This is what you have done with here. Once you've gotten it in now, you have to go to this place. This is the texturing part. Contexturing, this up here. Now, in this texturing part here, you can bring in either one image or two image. You can use only one image if that's what you want, or you can bring in 4 images. Let's start with one image if that's what you want. So let's have one image. So now, for us to start with one image, we will say, let's click on this. Let me click on. There are many ways. You can either paint your texture as you want, right? Manually, is that what you want? You can either paint your textures as you want manually. There's some buttons down here. Look at it. Or you can just say, select this your character as it's selected right now, right? And then if I say generate image, see what's happening. Watch. It's going to use the image to generate your character on your left. Can you see it on your left here? Are people seeing it on the left? Is it on the left? On the left, I directed one character, the T-pose. Now let me show you what something that's weird. If I do like, if I turn my character like this now, right? And I say generate again, watch what happen. Based on that front view, it uses it on the character to side view. Can you see on the left what's happening on the left? I will see what's happening on the left. So it's using this character now to rotate this picture. That's one picture to get you everything you want. So you can either paint it manually from the front view or the back view. That's what you want. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to select this one now because I want consistency. You know, when we design the character, we design it consistently with front view, back view, and side view. I'm going to bring. You can bring in other images. I'm going to bring in the rest. Click on the plus. I'm going to bring in the other images that we created with it. I want everything. So I'm going to say the back view, this one, and this one. And I'm going to bring it in. So we have the front view, back view, and side view. Just in case we turn to the back and we don't like what we're seeing, we want it to remain the same. We can go to the back view and get for side view anything we want. So let me start with the front view. And I'm going to generate the front view. Now, when you generate the front view, it's going to give you one that light is affecting. Now, let's not forget, we don't want that because we already have our normals. I want to control reflection inside the game engine or whatever. We don't want it to bake light into the texture for us. So when you do your generate, there's a small, where you see visible, there's a small gear here. Click on it, and you see this option here. Change it from realistic to albedo, and then generate again. What that will do for you is that it's going to now generate the texture without lighting information, flat albedo. So now you go and control the lighting affecting it in this thing. Yes. So once you do it like this, once you got in this now, we can now click on the top here where that image is generated. Is a plus here, add as layer, right? If I click on it, can you see what happened? It will stamp that for us as the texture for the front view. Look at the side. Can you see the back view? There's nothing there. It has stamped the front for us without texture. Are you seeing what's happening? Now, if I come here, I go to the side view too. I'll do the same. I'll come to the side view here. I turn to, right? And I'm going to click on generate. And to give me the same thing, and I will go and click on this. Are you seeing what's going on here? Now I see the sub. You know, so then we go to the back view. Luckily, we have the back view here. We got the back view. And I'm going to select it, click on generate again. And I'm going to add it. And I'm going to come to this side now. And I'm going to select this one. I'm going to generate it too. So you see why it's good to generate all your side views so you can control every aspect of this thing, right? And I'm going to just say, come here, add this one too. Now, look at our character. It's completely textured, just like that. Now you can zoom in if you don't like it. Now I can go to top view. See top, you can see top here now. There's some issues, there's some errors in the top here. See top here. I can use the front view and generate it to give me top view. It will do its best to give me what the top view will look like. See up here. It's loading. See it here. And I will just stamp it. Are we seeing what's happening here? Then if you're not sure, so there's some places you will not get. There's some holes here you don't know, like under here. See under here now. Can you see under here? I can just come under here like this. Right? Under here like this. And I will see my front view, I'll generate it. It will give me, and from just one image, it's just anticipating. So Nano Banana is what's causing this one. Now this one is using Nano Banana too. Nano Banana is the one that has finished all this work. So can we see what's happening? How we have slowly kind of like reduce this heavy workflow into what will take days into hours, right? If there's no escaping it, you will still, like, you cannot escape the fact that you're going to, if you don't know, you don't know, right? So look at it. So you just have to make sure, go around, make sure you get all the angles, generate, right? And then cover it up. Now, like I said, it's not perfect. It's not perfect. It's still, all these tools are still coming up, right? But they are in a place now where we are not stuck. Now, if there's some holes you might not understand, you maybe not see the holes, you don't know, you cannot see the holes. We can come in here and say, just fill holes. and it will fill it up so that whatever hole that was there, it was covered, it just fill it up. We don't want to know where it is. Now, can we see? We can zoom in and get this thing. And if you feel like you don't like the details, maybe the details are not good enough for you, you can even come in close like this. You can even come to so you can take the brush. There's some parts you not like. You can come in close like this. We'll go this one. You can come in close like this, and then I can take this brush. I can take the brush, reduce it. I can paint this eye if I want to change this eye, and I can come down here, generate it. Can you see? And it will come in and do it for me. And I can just, if I just paint it now, it will just change it. So let's say I take this now and I paint it now. What's all this one? So I have to create a new layer. Sorry, create a new layer and I paint it now. Can you see? I can do this if I want to do this. So it is endless. And if I don't like it, I can just come to this layer and I just delete it. And my other layer is down there, right? So this is where we are now and I can go back now. So I can either come in here now. So two things that can happen now. When I'm done with this now, I can just say, you know what, I'm done with this. You will name it. Let me name it to Africa Mega. Because it's inspired by Mega Man. And I can click on download here and it's give me options. Either I will download the file, the whole this thing, what they call it, GLB, or I can just take the texture. Take texture image, right? Take it. And I would save it. Let me see if it works. I'll call it Mega Albedo. So I'm saving it here. And then let's go and see if it will work for us in our Blender, right? So I'm going to go back to Blender now. So this is our one that has on my map. And I'm going to come here to shading, right? Let's delete this one. And I'm going to go and bring in that image we just downloaded from that site, right? Let me bring it in. Yes, I will go and bring it in, drag it into my Blender. Hopefully the unwrapping is the same with the unwrapping we have in our character here. Hope it doesn't give us problem. Let's pray. I pray. If not, I have to bring it back in here and do some work. So now look at it. So now I can go back to my layout and boom, we have our details, normals, and we have the albedo, and all those stuff, right? So this is where we are now, right? In character making. Now, me and you know this would have taken how many hours to sculpt and then retopologize and then bring back down. We sculpted, we retopologized, we textured, and we baked our normals. And oh God, Jesus. And just like that, yeah. So you can see, yeah, that's what I want to show you. I want to show you guys this. This is going to be this is the workflow I'm trying to work on. This is how I'm trying to get African artists to work like this because me and you know what if you stop 50 artists on the road and ask them what the problem is, right? Okay, sorry. Go to meet tab. So if you stop 25 artists right now and you ask them what is their biggest problem, they will tell you funding, no support, tool, and this one, that one. All these things are now making things easier. At least your MVP there is going to beg money from investors. AI can help you get there. It does not mean that if you don't know anything, the fact that if you don't, like I said, if you don't know anything, you don't make this, right? But because of the years of I've been making now, see all this one I'm making, I can still bake out. If I wanted to, I will still bake out the metallic map and the glow map. I can pick all those ones out. Those ones are tutorials for later, but we're way past our time. So I wanted to just show you this. I hope you guys learn from this. And if you want more of this, just let me know in the group. We will find time to make more of this kind of things where we're discovering workflows with AI, how to take it to next level, how to create perfect MVPs, characters we can use for projects while we are now. Because if you take this now to someone like Mr. James, he knows what he's building. If everybody has finalized, this is the design we want, it's easier to say, let's take it to the next level. But when we are still guessing, you spend money to make a character you don't need. You spend money like 500K and they make a character you don't use it for a game because it's useless to you. You are just wasting money. But we have not spent 1 naira here today, other than money for our internet, and we have able to get something we want. Then we can now say, okay, let's invest 300,000 on this character to take it next level so that it looks proper, it's human made. But without us having somewhere to start from, we are not doing proper business. We're just doing passion, and passion does not feed you and your family. You need to be thinking as a business right now, how to spend less and make more, or at least until you start making millions. So yeah, that's it about today. I'll be welcoming questions right now. I'll welcome questions, and so we can quickly close and let you guys get back to your life. Any questions? Thank you. Any questions? Yeah, please ask a question, please. Ask question, please. Ask away. Any questions? Sorry. All right. In absence of questions, then we spend above time. It's now, it was supposed to end 7, and it's now 7:30. So I thank you guys for showing up. I will edit the video and make it available so you can go through it. And if you have any questions in the group, we can continue this conversation in the group. It doesn't have to be online. And I appreciate you guys for showing up. I'm sorry I've been gone for a while. I'll try and make more frequent meetups and invite some other people so we can do more things and learn more and grow more and be able to deliver things faster. Thank you very much and have a wonderful evening. So yeah, talk to you later.
Too, boss.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. Yeah, cool.
Yes.